Hey guys, welcome back to another week of Weekly Coldplay. My name is Monica.
And my name is Daniel.
And we're a weekly podcast all about...
You guessed it.
Chocolate buttons.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. What are they? Are they buttons made out of chocolate? Yeah.
Yeah. In my mind, I know I looked this up several years ago.
Yeah.
I don't remember
We saw them at World Market.
Oh, did we?
Yeah, because I pointed at them like, oh, chocolate buttons, look, they're real.
Oh, I have no memory. In my mind, they're just like candy buttons made of chocolate.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, okay, cool. Okay.
I mean, not like apparel buttons.
No, yeah, candy buttons.
Yeah. Yeah, that's literally...
When I was a kid, I was obsessed with candy buttons.
Uh-huh.
That was all I wanted. They were so rarely available to me. I would have to get them with my prize tickets at Chuck E. Cheese.
Oh, yeah.
And I would eat them in like strange ways and patterns. And then years later, I found out that...
You're autistic?
Well, yeah, but also there have been multiple different posts in the recreational math community about how we all eat candy buttons weird.
Now I want to eat a candy button and see if I eat it weird or not.
Well, like in XKCD, there's a post about pretending you're like a Turing machine and like going along the rows and eating them. And then Vi Hart made a video called "How to Eat Candy Buttons Like a Recreational Math Musician," where they made Mobius strips out of candy buttons and also turned the candy buttons into an instrument that they could play simple songs on.
What? Okay. It's just too complex for me.
Well, no, it's really easy. You bite down on the first row and you stretch it out with your arm and you play it with the back of your nails, and by stretching it to the paper that they're on.
Oh.
Yeah, and by stretching the paper different amounts, it changes the resonance of the buttons, and so they could play recognizable tunes on it, and then eat the first row, and bite down on the next one. Yeah.
You learn something new every day.
You can also peel them all off and arrange them into like Sierpinski's triangle.
Okay, all right. We got to talk about this week. We're talking about Live 2003.
Yeah, that's the year I was born.
Oh. I was 9 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
It's fine. I'm sorry. You missed the heyday.
I know. I feel so bad about it. It's fine. I was alive at least when Live 2003 happened.
Yeah.
Yeah. We looked it up. It happened after my birth, right? It was in November.
Well, it came out after
it came out after my birth.
Yeah.
I was probably recorded before my birth.
Yeah.
I mean, I was probably in Athens in utero kicking around.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Oh, a sick Nirvana reference. In utero.
Oh, I didn't know.
Wow. Anyway, so we're talking about Live 2003 and the Tour Diaries that is also on Live 2003. Okay, well, I feel like I haven't said this in a while. Let's get right into it.
Yeah, a whole week.
I don't think I said it last week either. I don't know. I can't remember it. It's been a blur. Last night, before we get into it, I guess, last night I went to a Star Wars strip show.
I thought this was a family-friendly podcast.
No, this is so important. Because I'm not going to talk about what I saw. Mm-hmm. I mean, of the naked Palpatine.
Oh my god.
Not actual naked. He was wearing a bodysuit. It was like one of those muscle suits.
See, that would have disappointed me. If I'm going to a strip show, I want to see actual naked Palpatine.
No, I don't. No, I really don't. It was a lot of fun though. Yeah, it was called The Empire Strips Back. They're around the country right now, and I know one of the shows is in Houston, and it was great. It was a lot of fun. So I highly recommend it if you're 18 plus. All right, so the set list for Live 2003 was Politic, God Put a Smile Upon Your Face, A Rush of Blood to the Head, Daylight, Trouble, One I Love, Don't Panic, Shiver, See You Soon, Everything's Not Lost, Moses, Yellow, The Scientist, Clocks, In My Place, Amsterdam, and lastly, Life is for Living. Yeah, I feel like, I don't think that we need to go, like, super, like, track by track, because a lot of these...
Yeah, we can do some highlights.
Yeah, like, well, first of all, starting the show off with Politic. is always just so great. It's a lot of fun. It gets the crowd hyped. It gets the band hyped.
Although maybe don't watch this DVD if you're epileptic.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, it's a lot. Or even see Politic live if you're epileptic. There's a lot of lights.
I found this video very overstimulating the first time I watched it.
Yeah.
With the beginning bit with Politic.
Yeah. I mean, I get that too. I mean, I still get that. However, I think I just like the music enough to where I just get through it. And then, actually, a big highlight of this is that because this isn't on the Live 2003 CD, I completely forgot that they even played this live. Daylight, that is great. Live. I know that I on the CD, last week during my ranking, I feel like I ranked it pretty low. But
I ranked it even lower than you did, and then watching this made me feel like, oh, I ranked it too low.
Yeah. Oh, really? Even lower than? Huh.
It was either my last or second to last song on my ranking.
I thought it was for me too, but I kept switching it up. It got edited out, but I kept redoing it.
Yeah, because you keep forgetting songs. Because you won't write it down. You won't let me keep track of it for you.
I do it live.
Which is why I just in my head memorize everyone you've said, so that at the end when you're like, okay, what I forget.
Yeah. Listen, again, I like to do it live. I don't know what's going on.
Do it live 2003.
Yeah, exactly. Also, what is it on? I mean, there's quite a few that's not on the CD, right? Trouble isn't. Don't Panic isn't. What's the Live Don't Panic?
This Live Don't Panic, I really loved.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I thought the intro was different, and Monica disagrees, but I'm pretty sure it was.
I don't think it was different for Don't Panic.
Which one was it? It was... No, it was Don't Panic that I thought was different, and you disagreed. But to me, it sounded like different in a specific way.
Well,
intro.
I mean, yeah, I think the melody changed a bit, but I thought you meant it... Not melodically, but I thought you meant it didn't start with an electric guitar or something like that.
No,
okay.
I meant melodically.
Oh,
it was different.
Sorry, we watched this at 10 p.m.
Yeah.
So, I was tired.
Sleepy.
Yeah, exactly.
And then, I think an important one to note is Moses, which was only released on Live 2003.
Yeah, exactly. Because One I Love was also released on a single, so that does have a studio version as well as the live version. I prefer the live version. It's great.
But Moses, there's just the live version.
Yeah. Plus, wasn't it fairly recently at sound checks the band has been playing One I Love? I feel like they have. I feel like I screamed about it weeks ago.
I like the song One I Love, but every time I hear the phrase One I Love, I can only think of the Wombat song.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. I love that song. I mean, anytime they play a single or a B-side or, whatever.
Monica goes,
woohoo! You're not seeing the action that Daniel's doing, but just Star Wars strip show. I think that's spring break! Oh, happy spring break, everybody.
Yeah. I went to my favorite restaurant, and they're normally crowded Saturday nights, but there was no wait because everyone was gone for spring break, so they weren't crowded.
Oh,
it was nice.
Wow. Zero soup for spring break, huh?
Yeah, not me. I load up on that spring break soup.
Yeah, and then another song that I really like on this album is See You Soon. Of course, I like the B-side a lot, the studio B-side, but live, it's so good. I know that Chris recently, within the past, 5-ish years, maybe even more than that, I don't know, the pandemic messed me up, time-wise, but I know fairly recently Chris has played it on C Stage, I feel like. Maybe that was during the Head Full of Dreams tour. I don't even know anymore. Don't quote me on any of this, but that still feels very, very recent, to me.
I mean,
but I I've always loved this song ever since I first heard it. So yeah, I just want them to play it live. Coldplay, if you're listening, I love you.
That's it. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna talk about See You Soon now because I was waiting my turn so patiently. But I also really love this song. I love the studio version. I love the live version. I desperately want them to play it live more. I don't know. It has always been one of my favorite Coldplay songs. I have some very distinct memories of listening to it while walking to work.
Oh, wow.
That one and Till Kingdom Come. Mm-hmm. And Swallowed in the Sea.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
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 Can I talk about my favorite song off of Live 2003?
Yeah, of course.
So, okay. I do think it's a crime that the live version of Don't Panic isn't on the CD. Because it's very good. But it is a felony, a travesty, a tragedy of mass proportions that the live version of Life is for the Living is not on the CD. It was...
You mean Life is for Living?
Did I not?
You said Life is for the Living.
Oh. It is also for the living. But no, yeah, Life is for Living. I love that track on Parachutes. If you remember my ranking for Parachutes, I remember I ranked it very high. Mm-hmm. That track has always been very special to me, but because I've only seen Live 2003 once before, I've listened to the CD tracks a lot, but I've only seen the actual video once before, so I had completely forgotten about this live version until we watched it. It is fantastic. It takes the song to an entirely new level that the studio version is just not at, because it's just a piano track.
Yeah.
And with the whole band, and it just gets so loud and intense. It's the perfect show closer. I fell in love with this version of the song. I want to listen to it all the time, and I can't. And so, Phil, would you please, pretty please, as a favor to me, release the Life is for Living?
From Live 2003.
Yeah, you could call it Life is for Living, or Live is for Living, or Live is for Living.
Feels like I'm falling in live for living.
Feels live, I'm falling in live for living.
My favorite track, of course, it's also my favorite track on A Rush of Blood to the Head, is Amsterdam. I absolutely love this live. I love it not live.
You love it dead?
Yeah, I love it dead.
You love it in utero.
Yeah. No, it's such a great song, and I wish that they would actually play it live. They missed the opportunity to play Amsterdam in Amsterdam, and it makes me so mad. Yeah, I wish that they would play that live at Coldplay. If you're listening to this, I love you. That's all.
Hey, I'm so proud of Monica because she's not throwing up right now while she imagines talking to Coldplay. So.
I'm nervous now. Again, other notable things, of course, green lasers during clocks. I'll always talk about it forever and ever and ever. I love you, green lasers from clocks. Green lasers from clocks, if you're listening. I love you. In my place, that's always fun to hear live, especially like hearing that crowd just yeah.
Sorry, I'm still thinking about green lasers from clocks, and I realized that's a really good gay Halloween costume.
But yeah, hearing the crowd sing along to... Oh, well, actually, it brings us back to earlier during Trouble, right? Hearing the crowd just sing along to Trouble and just be, like, really loud. Yeah, they spun a web for me. And everyone just screaming their heart out. God, it was so good. It was so good. Especially since, you know, it feels like they didn't have like too many songs to play since they only had 2 albums out and a few B-sides, you know. Um, so I think it was really cool, just everyone just like singing along to Trouble. I want that to happen now.
Yeah, I was saying to Monica that I don't think it could happen now.
I think it can.
I just don't think the majority of your average Coldplay crowd knows the words to that part of Trouble.
Man, come on, let's get it together. We're gonna organize. We're gonna get together, and we're all gonna learn the lyrics to Trouble.
I mean, we don't even need Coldplay for that. We could just get a group together to sing Trouble.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, I just wish that, you know, Coldplay would play Trouble live, not on C stage, not on songbook. You know, like big band Trouble.
Yeah. Man, I want to hear Big Band Life is for Living live.
Yeah.
In addition to releasing it, I really wish they would bring this song back.
Yeah. I mean, the last time that they played it live, which we'll talk about it whenever we get to it, but the last time that they played it live, I think was, unless I'm missing a Head Full of Dreams thing, but was Glastonbury in 2011.
I think now is such a good time for that song.
Yeah.
And it means so much to me.
Mm-hmm.
And I just want them to bring it back. I think Feels Like I'm Falling in Love is a good show ender, but I think Feels Like I'm Falling in Love is a middle of the show song.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's what I've been saying. That's what I put it on my regular set list, but I think I ended it with like Coloratura, which
while
that's
it would
my
be
dream.
fun to end with Coloratura, I want Life is for Living as the closer brought back.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, if only the band actually did encores. They don't do it anymore.
Yeah, they just script
play
the encores.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, they just play all the way through, and then the end. You know, so bring encores back.
Yeah, but the encore is Life is for Living.
Yeah. Just bring back Live 2003. I think. Yeah.
Well, no, I want Live 2012.
Well, yeah, they did have encores then, because Every Teardrop was part of the. Well, that was the closer of the encore. Yeah. So yeah, that's all I really have to say about Live 2003, the concert. Anything else you have to say?
Well, didn't Chris kiss Johnny?
That was during Tour Diary.
Oh, okay. I thought that happened on the stage.
No.
Never mind.
I mean, it did happen. No, it happened at the Hollywood Bowl.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Okay, no, nothing else to say then.
Okay. Now onto the Tour Diary. Hey, Chris kissed Johnny at the Hollywood Bowl.
Hell yeah. I loved the Tour Diary.
Yes.
Like, I felt like that kind of thing would be a really interesting, like, avant-garde fiction short film.
Oh, yeah.
Of, like, just...
Oh, kind of like This Is Spinal Tap.
I've never heard of that.
It's... Oh, my God. Oh, okay. That is... It's a great film. It's a mockumentary of... It follows this band, like this 80s hair metal band called Spinal Tap. And... You know, it's so funny. It's great. It's mostly improv, because it's Christopher Guest, although not an actual Christopher Guest film. If you don't know who Chris Guest is, he also did Best in Show, Waiting for Guffman, which is one of my favorite movies ever. Yeah.
I just think Tour Diaries was such an interesting premise, and it's something that you don't get very often. Like, you don't get that style of documentary, because it wasn't made with a point. There wasn't a point to it. It wasn't, here's our message. It wasn't, let's tell you about what's going on. It was just, here is a series of vignettes that captures for you what this experience is like for us. And you get a lot of the fun moments. You get a few of the vulnerable moments. You get Johnny doing the world's highest interview. You get Chris doing all kinds of goofy stuff.
Yeah. You see all of them walk on stage at Red Rocks under an umbrella.
Yeah.
You know, the only thing that I was thinking of during that moment was the Police lyric, "It's a big enough umbrella, but it's obviously that ends up getting wet." So I have to keep thinking of the Police.
That song is connected to Coldplay in a roundabout way because it was covered by Jacob Collier, who's friends with Chris Martin.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You're always tying it back. What is it? I think one of my favorite parts, like this quote has been living absolutely rent free in my mind since I first watched Live 2003. And it's Guy when he's on the phone and he's doing the interview, and he's just like, you know how good, how good of a pizza is? It's just the thinness of bread. And I don't know why. That has lived just absolutely rent free. It's so funny to me.
Child me would have strongly disagreed, but that was because child me had never had a New York style pizza. And now I know. Now I know the truth. Because here, thin bread pizza means it's crunchy. I don't want my pizza crunchy. I want my pizza folded. Or if it, the way I eat it, rolled up.
That folded, rolled up, scrunched up, greasy. What else happened in this tour diary? Oh yeah, they got like stalked by a fan. Well, not like stalked, but like
that was
jumped the
wild.
gate. Almost jumped the gate.
That was wild to me.
Yeah. In the rain.
There was the bit where they were trying to pay an homage to the shooting that happened at the Hollywood Bowl right before they played. But the way that they did it in the documentary film was just very hard to follow for me.
Oh yeah.
Because it just like with no context jumped into some news clips that probably at the time this came out would have made sense because it was such a big event. It would still be in the public memory. But now, more than 20 years later, it doesn't make as much sense because it hasn't stuck around in the public memory. And there's just been so many tragedies and things that happen that it's hard to tell which one is being referenced by vague news clips about a shooting.
I mean, that's really it. I liked how most of it was like in black and white with like some pops of color.
Yeah, like there's one bit where there's a car that's covered in grass. And you can tell that it was all like an amateur done film where what they did was they had taken out all the color, and for that scene to make the car visible, they turn on green, but there's a few green things in the background that become green while the car's in the frame. And then when the car leaves the frame, they're not green anymore. Which has always just been so interesting to me. I mean, the thing that I love about this film is it feels like a goofy film that was made by four friends messing around and not a professional documentary made by one of the most famous bands in the world. It
really is like such a stark difference between this and like Live 2012 and A Head Full of Dreams, especially. You know, it just feels put together. Here literally is our tour diary. This is our life on tour. A little snippet of what it's like to be Coldplay on tour in 2003, which is just really cool. I think one of my favorite parts, actually I completely forgot about it, but one of my favorite parts is when Chris is referencing one of the Gallagher brothers. I can't remember. Maybe Liam. It sounds like it was something Liam would say. There was a quote from Liam saying that like he thinks that the singer of Coldplay looks like a geography teacher. And in that, in the documentary, Chris is like, you know, I don't know, like I don't quite agree with what Liam Gallagher says because he points to guy who's wearing like this blazer. And he's like, no, because you look more like a geography teacher.
And what teacher did they say Chris looked like?
I don't remember.
They just started doing a bit about what kinds of teachers they were. I really liked that scene when we watched it this time because that same day, my best friend had come to visit me at work, and Monica had been there, so she heard this, but we just started doing a random improv bit between the two of us about lotion dogs, and I don't know, it just felt the exact same as a lot of conversations that I have with my closest friends, like with Monica or like with my best friend. We'll just go into these very random bits. And so, I don't know, it just made their friendship seem so tangible and real.
Yeah. I like how Chris was just like, yeah, Guy, you look like you're going to tell me what the capital of Peru is.
He probably is.
Hey, Guy Berryman, what's the capital of Peru? Yeah, it's just like a fun bit, and you know they're all just still so young at this point because they're in their like mid-20s now, you know, at that point. So it's just really fun to see young Coldplay just be a bunch of guys.
Yeah, I mean, like, that...
Rambunctious.
That is, like, about the age of you and me and the group of people we hang out with. We're all clustered around that age-ish that Coldplay was. So it feels like us.
Yeah. Yeah. Hashtag relatable. God, I don't know why I said that. Very millennial of me. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I regret that as soon as it left my mouth. Anyway.
# relatable.
Yeah, that's all I really have to say about Tour Diary. It's really cool. You should go watch it.
Yeah, you should.
You should watch just Live 2003.
Yeah.
Watch some early Coldplay.
They're on YouTube.
Or you could probably buy it.
Yeah, you can almost definitely buy it.
Yeah.
But they're also on YouTube. Don't tell anyone.
Coldplay, if you're listening, no, you're not.
Coldplay, if you're listening, she loves you.
Yeah, and that's basically it. All right, we are going to move on to other news here. First thing is that about a couple of weeks ago, someone very important in the Coldplay community has passed away. His name is Mackie Tall, and he was a very important part of the Coldplay community, as well as Beyonce. Loved Beyonce, and also the band The War on Drugs. Great taste in music. We had talked about him kind of earlier whenever we first started this podcast. He went missing, and then, again, as I said, a couple of weeks ago, they announced his passing. So, Coldplay has tweeted out, they tweeted out a response to Mackie's passing. Said, "We're so sorry to hear this. It's incredibly sad. We send our love and condolences to Mackie's friends and family, and to everyone in the Coldplay community who will miss him dearly." With a heart emoji, CGWJNP. So yeah, we love you, Mackie. We miss you, and yeah, we send our condolences to all of his closest friends and family. Yeah.
There was a rumor announced that I Am a Mountain and Good Feelings will both be on the soundtrack for the Minecraft movie.
Oh, God.
So I guess now we have to see that.
No, we don't. I could listen to I Am a Mountain and Good Feelings on my own, so... without watching the Minecraft movie.
No, now we have to see that. No, now we have to see it.
Listen, I'm not as strict as I was before with, because, I went to go see the Amazing Spider-Man movie in, 2012 because it had Till Kingdom Come in it. But also, I like Spider-Man, so,
No, now we have to see the Minecraft movie.
Stop.
Our hands are tied.
I think Daniel really wants to go see the Minecraft movie.
I don't actually want to that badly, but I'm curious about it. I don't think it's going to be very good.
No. It scares me. I don't like how they're squares in real life. That's scary to me. I don't like it.
What shape would make you feel better?
Human shaped.
The humans are still regular
animal shaped. I don't like it.
Okay, fine. I'll just watch it on my own and report on it myself. I feel let down.
Also, because there's not a lot of Coldplay news, what the band is going on, I guess I have to report this. Not have to, but Chris Martin's side quest, he went to two Italian restaurants. In actual Italy. I could say an Italian restaurant in, Santa Monica, California, but no. He's in actual Italy. A Taverna, oh my God, Dell'Arte, and Garum Pompeii. Listen, I ain't Italian.
I think it's Garum.
Garum Pompeii. I am not Italian. Stop coming for me, alright? Literally chill, alright? I can hear you. I hear you. And I see you.
Wait, I think maybe we need to get Matt as a guest on the episode to pronounce the names.
He don't know nothing. Anyway, sorry for butchering all the Italian. I butcher every language on here, including English. And that's the news.
That's the news.
Yeah.
All right, and they're still not back on tour because Chris is too busy going to Italian restaurants. So this is now the part of the show where, since we aren't sponsored, we don't make a profit, we instead choose to highlight a different charity every month, or as we're doing right now, every week. I've decided we're going to continue this and through the end of April, where I'm going to highlight different AIDS charities in major cities in the U.S. to highlight what support there is out there as the government is increasingly pulling funding away from HIV and AIDS-related care. So for Los Angeles, I'm talking about AIDS Project Los Angeles, which is an organization that has been around since the very beginning of the AIDS epidemic. You can find them at aplahealth.org. We'll have a link to their website in our episode description. APLA Health was founded more than 40 years ago. They were founded in 1983 by, and I hope I don't mispronounce these names, but Nancy Cole Sawaya, Matt Redman, Irvin Monroe, and Max Drew, after the four of them attended an emergency meeting at the Los Angeles Gay and Lesbian Community Service Center. They started with a volunteer-led hotline that originally had about a dozen people and one phone in a closet so that they could answer questions from the community as fear about this growing illness that was not being addressed by people in power was spreading. They slowly started adding more services and getting more funding over the coming years as the need for their services grew. They started in the spring of 1984 serving 5 people, and by the end of that year they were serving more than 100. They originally started by providing emergency rent payments so that people could die in their own homes with dignity, and they would send volunteers out to visit people in hospital beds. They started opening their own residential hospice centers. They started an influential advertising campaign for safe sex, that they would rent out billboards in Los Angeles with a mother-like figure advertising having safer sex. They did various things. I really recommend going to their website and reading through. They have a very detailed list of everything that happened. I wish I had time to go into all the details, but I don't. There's a documentary called The Commitment to Life that you can watch that talks about them. And currently they provide a wide range of services in LA, available through 5 locations for the community of queer people and people living with HIV. A few of those services being they provide healthcare, including HIV-specific healthcare, mental health care, and transgender healthcare. They have sexual health services, both to spread education around and resources for increased sexual health and prevent the transmission of HIV and other STDs. They also have HIV support services, including housing services and food pantries. They're also right now actively working with organizations and policymakers to push back against the growing threats to LGBT healthcare and LGBT rights in the country right now.
Thank you, Daniel.
You're welcome, Monica.
And again, we can find them at aplahealth.org. And that is it for this week. I feel like
medium.
Medium length once we edit out all our pizza talk. See, all of that is not going to make any sense at all. I mean, a little bit, but not entirely.
We're leaving some of the pizza talk in.
Yeah. And whatever else I decided to yap about. I don't know. But anyway, thank you for listening this week. Next week, we will talk about X and Y, Coldplay's most hated album by Coldplay themselves.
Yeah, but by a lot of people, very loved.
Yeah.
I know 2 different people who I met who X and Y is their favorite album.
Yeah, I like it a lot. There was a time where I was actually considering X and Y being my favorite album.
Yeah.
Anyway, but you will hear all of that next week on Weekly Coldplay. My name is Monica.
My name is still Daniel.
And we're Weekly Coldplay. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Thank you for listening to Weekly Coldplay. For more Coldplay content from us, check us out on Twitter at Weekly Coldplay and Instagram at weekly.coldplay. That is weekly, Coldplay. And if you like what you hear, give us a follow on wherever you're listening to this podcast on. Thank you again, and we'll be back next week with more Coldplay news.